there guys, how are you? Welcome back to another awesome video, and today's movie review is going to be of the Super Mario Brothers movie. Wahoo! So the Super Mario Brothers movie, of course, follows our titular characters, Mario and Luigi. This time around, it's not them rescuing Princess Peach. It's more along the lines of Luigi's been captured in a way, and it's up to Mario and Princess Peach to go find him under the clutches of Bowser. So I don't remember who this was specifically directed by, but it's probably directed by, produced, written by anyone associated with Illuminations, for obviously them being known for the Despicable Me franchise, the Sing movies, and a few other films to name, and now they've got this under their belt. And I gotta say, we, as in Belle and I, went to go see this a few weeks ago, and she loved it. I at first was a little kind of like on the fence about some things, which I will point out later, but I just want to make the point that I had things clicking in my head that I didn't really enjoy at first, but then I said, you know what? Screw my criticism, screw my little critiques, and screw my little nitpicks I had about this film, and I just went with it and basically joined and jumped on the same bandwagon as Belle and just enjoyed the hell out of it, because I did genuinely enjoy the hell out of this film. It's really fun. It's a lot, I would say it's a lot better in terms of some of Illumination's movies. Animation, probably the best. Like, the landscapes, the Mushroom Kingdom, Bowser's Castle, like a lot of these locations that we all know and love, gorgeously animated. Gorgeous. I mean gorgeous. And before I go into a little more details, there will be some minor spoilers. It won't be a lot, but just some, because I might maybe mention like an Easter egg or two, because there are a few Easter eggs. Actually, you know what? A few is saying loosely. There's a lot of references they cram into this film. So if you're one that grew up in the 90s with the Super Mario NES, Nintendo 64 games, and going forward, if you grew up with any Mario game whatsoever, whether it's the Wii, Mario Kart, Smash Bros, whatever it is, you have all the references almost here. They're all here. From old to new, this is like a big, almost culmination and celebration of the film. But outside the movie as a whole, so I don't have a problem with Chris Pratt's Mario voice. I'll get that out of the way because obviously that was the biggest kind of controversial casting choice they ever did. And I get why they did it from the get-go. Because at first, and I remember saying this at one point, is at first I could see why they would have went with Chris Pratt, because although we do know that Charles Martinet, iconic voice, I don't think a name like Charles Martinet would really get butts in the seat if he was on the title poster and was Mario, for anyone that doesn't know who the voice of Mario is. Because there's probably a good, 20% that maybe might not know Charles Martinet, who Charles Martinet is. So they decided to get a public name. And who's a public name? Good old nice guy, Chris Pratt. So it makes sense on that level. And number two, I could see a lot of critics point this out, and I kind of could see why, and it makes sense they pointed this out, is that they didn't want to go for that Italian accent a lot. To use that for an entire movie might get a little annoying, unfortunately, because that works in a game, but that wouldn't work necessarily in a film. So they went with more what's funny is they went with, instead of an Italian stereotype accent, they went more like a Brooklyn Italian, New York Italian accent, which I think it works. They're obviously callbacking to the original Super Mario Super Show, so that makes sense. So overall, I didn't mind Chris Pratt as Mario. I actually really like Charlie Day more as Luigi. I really like Luigi more. Then again, as I've gotten older, I've started to appreciate Luigi more, so I like him, and I like Charlie Day a lot more. Nothing against Pratt. I just felt Luigi I liked more, because I was like, you gotta love Luigi for him being the underdog and unappreciated. So I liked Charlie Day. And everyone else is kind of fine. I don't mind everybody else. Like, Anna Taylor-Joy is great as Peach. Keegan-Michael Key's fine as Toad. Seth Rogen, of course, is Donkey Kong, and he's being Seth Rogen, although he does give me, of course, a good laugh or two, because he is Seth Rogen. But I think the one that's really the best out of the bunch is, of course, Jack Black as Bowser. I love the energy and the presence he gives. Yes, it's Jack Black being Jack Black, but however, it's like an it's like if Jack Black was playing himself, but times 30 or times 1,000. It's awesome, honestly. And I kind of find it hysterical how how everyone's been saying, like, the best way I could put it is like pining, simping, obsessing over Princess Peach, and it would make sense for him. And he's got like this like rocker vibe to him, and of course, Jack Black would do that because Tenacious D, Jables, Jablinski, like he's got such like rocker, like amazing electric energy, and he adds that to Bowser, and I love it for it. So I feel like whether you're a kid or you're an adult, a young adult, maybe someone older than me, younger than me, whatever it is, I feel like anyone and almost everyone is going to at least like this movie one way or another. There are definitely a lot of Easter eggs for a lot of you fans, whether you know of the Super Mario 3D World or Super Mario Sunshine or Super Mario Galaxy, Mario Kart. They pull out all the stops. There's so many references, there's so many callbacks. Charles Martinet obviously is cameoed in this film, but he's cameoed twice in this. He plays two different roles. I'm not going to say who, but it's kind of cool how he has two roles and two credits under his belt in this film. And if you want to really keep digging, and if your ears wiggle just a little bit, for you animated fans and for you voice actor fans, Scott Menville is in this film. If you listen close enough, he's one of the Koopas or one of the Goombas. And there's just so much they really cram into this. It's kind of cool. It's kind of fun. It's great. There's Diddy Kong. I almost forgot about this, was when they have the blue shell guy during the Mario Kart sequence. Like, literally one of the Koopas is a blue shell, and he shot it out, and I was like, yo, that was funny. That was super unexpected. But I will say the things that, real quick, I kind of, at first, wasn't a fan of, there are a few little things. One thing was that the music's a little weird. The music choices are a little weird. Don't get me wrong, they do the scores. They have all the scores, almost all the scores, from Mario-related video games. They pull off the stops. They do orchestral versions of some scores and other things like that. But they have songs like Take On Me and I Need a Hero and some 80s and 90s songs. And this does feel like a movie that would have been made in like 1998 or something. And yes, maybe that's the vibe they're going for, which if that's the vibe they're going for, go all out. I don't care. If you want to really commit and say, hey, this is a 90s vibe type of movie because Mario was invented during the 80s and 90s, then go for it, honestly. I don't care. I just thought it was really weird. And there are a bit of like cliches that do feel like this was written in the 1990s. Like you have to have a bully plumber pick on Mario and Luigi just because they're the lame ones and they are the losers and stuff like that, and they gotta like redeem themselves and all. But like I said, there's small little nitpicks to this, and you know what I said after this movie? I said, you know what? Fuck it, honestly. Fuck everything I said. Fuck my critiques. Fuck the criticisms that I had in my mind. I'm gonna give the Super Mario movie, I'm gonna give it an A. I'm gonna give it a solid A, maybe an A+. I don't care. It's a really good time. It's fun. It's funny. You're definitely gonna have a good time one way or another. Even if you don't enjoy it entirely, and if it's not the best thing, it's still gonna be definitely a lot fun, a lot enjoyable, and it's definitely 10 times better than the live-action Super Mario Brothers movie. Nothing against and no disrespect to actors like John Leguizamo or Bob Hoskins. But the Super Mario Brothers movie, have you guys seen it? What did you think of it? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please smash that button. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I do awesome videos every day, every week. Make sure you ring that bell to new videos every day, every week. Share the video with your favorite friends, all that good stuff and more. Leave some suggestions in the comments. You name it, I'll look into it as best as possible. Look out for more reviews I'm going to put out. I've got some more top 10s I'm going to have as well. Some more videos that will be coming and scheduled for the month of April, and a few things into next month, and also the other things I'd like to hopefully get done and get going, because there's a lot of ideas I have in mind, and hopefully I can present them to you all. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.